When you have a problem with too many people, the problem is you, because you interpret life from the lens of your own limitation. When you have a problem in Lagos, Abuja, London, Kaduna, UK, the problem is you. Nothing physical. I remember a story of a man whose car got burnt and the man killed himself. I wonder what you will find out, where he will find out how foolish he was by killing himself because the car got burnt. Now, I don't mean to insult you. Let me tell you why the man killed himself. Because that car burning seemed to have an impact on his mind based on the awareness that my self-worth is tied to this reality. And now that that car has gone, what will my family people think of me? Can I tell you this? If you understand this message I am teaching you, it will bring you permanent deliverance. You will strive to be successful, but you will know that there is something greater than success. So you will not postpone your joy till the day you build the mansion. You will start rejoicing today. If they ask you why, you will say, I know that even my 10 years is not what will give me joy and fulfillment. No. The narrative that most people have, and I say this respectfully, the narrative that most people have, especially in Africa, unfortunately, is a narrative that has been sold by social media, is that the moment you have money, remember the 1 million thing I said, God bless you, and you shouted amen. The moment you have money, especially lots of it, your respect, your esteem, everything, you have photos of people with all kinds of priority vehicles there around, wearing designers, the latest this, and there is a craving in you. I must get it anyhow. Let me give you an advice before time. There was one who already got it before you. Hear what that person said: vanity upon vanity. Now you have to understand the person who the Bible says was speaking. The Bible did not call him a businessman. The Bible called him a preacher. He's saying, where you are hoping to get to, I have already gotten there. I can tell you there is nothing there in itself. This is not a call to a life of mediocrity and carelessness. It will challenge you to aspire to get your dreams and your goals. But let me tell you sincerely, as you seek to become all that God has created you to be, I give you an advice, because the world of the great is very deceptive. They arrive there and then they sit and they check to see if that craving has been satisfied, and they find out painfully that, like a drug that will satisfy you for a short time and you are back to yourself. That's why they get angry. So all my labor of doing this and building that, I thought it would give me that sense of significance, and yet it does not give you anything. What then satisfies these cravings? If a car cannot really do it, if a house cannot really do it, all of those things carry with themselves little expressions. We call them feelings. It's a word that we have invented to help us relate with the kind of energy or that sense of pleasantness that is derived as a way of checking one of these 6 lists. Again, I give you a car key, you rejoice because something comes out from that car, a feeling that I am successful, a feeling that I am not a failure. And when that feeling comes, that's it. One day you will be tired of the same car you once rejoiced about. One day you will be tired of the same phone you are now holding and rejoicing about. One day you will be tired of the same hair you are wearing now that gave you joy. One day you will be tired. Can you imagine? Remember during the inaugural service here in Koinonia, remember how we rejoiced over this beautiful place, the excellence, the ambience. Now we are tired of it and we are trusting God to go to another place. I visited Redeemed and I saw the 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer that was built. And I thought to myself, what was in Baba's heart when this came? Then they got fed up and tired of it. Then they moved to 3 kilometer by 3 kilometer. Our father in the Lord, Bishop David Oyedepo, they are building the ark now. Remember, for a long time he celebrated the 50,000 capacity seater, and one day that thing again, he said, let's go for the ark. I can assure you by the God of heaven, if Christ tarries, except age and other things, but if Christ tarries, usually, and every time he blesses people, he will tell you that there is even a greater one coming. Why am I teaching you this? Because I want you to be both successful and fulfilled. Let's define fulfillment again. That it is the satisfaction and the joy that is derived from knowing that you have lived your life effectively, serving the purposes of the kingdom and being a blessing to humanity. I've had the honor and the privilege, by the grace of God, to be around people who were diagnosed with terminal diseases, or people who were, they literally knew that they were on their way going. I've had the honor of praying with them. I've had some healed miraculously, but in all fairness, there are others that I prayed and I knew that probably these people, their time was up. And at that time, listen carefully, we have to borrow the mindset of a dying man to understand what fulfillment is about. Once you are not a dying man, you cannot really comprehend the wisdom behind seeking fulfillment. You have to borrow the thinking, the last minute of a man who is alive, who is transiting the earth. There is something about that wisdom you must capture, and that is what will help us tonight. What does a dying man look for? Imagine, don't be afraid, just imagine that God told you right now that by 12 midnight today, okay, you will be afraid of going to heaven, but he's coming. In any case, whether you are going or he's coming, you people must meet. Because I don't want you to say I'm confessing negatively, you know, believers, the way we think sometimes. But realistically, imagine that the Lord told you today that Joshua Selman, by 11:55 you are going home. Question: I know you have investments around the world. I know you have all kinds of things. I know you plan to travel next week. I know you even plan to do a lot of things. There's a TV interview somewhere. But what will become your point of focus with that knowledge? Just one information was passed to you, that you have 3 more hours in this life, and that's it. 3 more hours. Wrap up whatever you have to do. You have 3 hours. No prayer will change it. 3 hours. You are not sick, and it's not going to be accident. It will not be anything. Once it's time, God knows the many ways he will pick you so that you don't fear. But you just have 3 hours. Think for a moment. What are you going to do? Remember, your hometown is more than 3 hours, so don't even think of running there. Think of something wiser that you will do. 3 hours. I'm about to share something else with you, and then we'll pray. That's why I'm asking you this question. Do you know, I will tell you this, I can give you an idea of what will happen to you. In that moment, I give you a guarantee. Nothing else matters. Nothing else counts. I'm in the presence of my Maker. Listen, when you are right there, you may think of your businesses, you may think of your investments, you may think of your certificates, You may think of your wife, you may think of your husband, you may think of your parents, you may think of your children, you may think of your future and your goals, your plans, your house under construction. You may think of the person owing you and the police case that is still pending. You will think of all of these things, and yet you will be surprised that none of them at that point will be able to bring you satisfaction. Listen carefully. There is only one thing you will be looking for at that point. When you stand with the consciousness that I have only 3 hours to live in this life, there is only one thing you will look for. It is called peace. Write it down. John 14:27, the peace of God. Please write it down. Everybody write it down. Peace when trouble blows, Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows, He's my peace. When trouble blows, Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. Do you know? Remember, 3 hours to end your life, and yet it is not another degree you want. It is not another political office you want. 3 hours, it is timing. By now it will be less than the 3 hours. It is not whether you like it or not, non-negotiable. 3 hours. Then you will now have the wisdom to look for what you would have spent your entire life really looking for. The thing you are looking for at the point of death is what you should find first in your life and have the privilege of enjoying it. Because I will tell you, in that security, in that variety, in that significance, in that acceptance, in that sense of growth, in that sense of achievement, all of them are various ways of saying the same thing. This is one thing you are looking for: peace. How come you only find it when you are hours to the end of your life, whereas that is really what you need even from the start of your life? And can you imagine that it is available even before you find any of these things? That you can have it without a car, you can have it without a child, you can have it without a church, and yet we ignore it. But when you are about to go, when every other thing fades, you find out that is the real thing. So when I crave for security, what I am really looking for is peace. When I crave for variety, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for significance, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for acceptance, running away from trouble, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for growth, what I'm really looking for is peace. I know you won't believe it if I tell you the reason why you are running around with your CV is that you are looking for peace. You will say, Apostle, you are wrong. I'm looking for a job. You are right in your lifetime. But back to my story, few minutes to the end of your life, you would discover that what you were really looking for was not a job. That what you are looking for is not a travel abroad or a second citizenship. When it's all been said and done, there is just one thing that matters. Did I live my life to live for truth? Did I live my life for you? When it's all been said and done, all my treasures will mean nothing. Only what I've done for love's reward will stand the test of time. Lord, your mercy is so great that you look beyond our weakness and find precious gold in married clay, turning sinners into saints. And I will always sing your praise here on earth and ever after. For you've shown me heaven's my true home. When it's all been said and done, you're my life when life. John 14 and verse 27. Listen to what Jesus the wise has to tell you. Dear one who has been given the gift of life, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. He said, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. I have given you something. The fear that comes as a result of lack of a job. I don't mean to get you emotional, but everybody who died in the train that was headed to Kaduna, by the time they left Abuja, they had plans. When they woke up that morning, they said, I will return back in the evening. And when I return, honey, I'm rushing down to Kaduna to do something quickly. I just want to check my building. And they did not know that they had 3 hours left. I know you may not see the wisdom in what I'm teaching you today. I'm not saying you will die, but I'm giving you wisdom that is greater than investments. Wisdom. Can I tell you this? It is a waste of time to suspend your pursuit for peace until you find a house. It is a waste of time to suspend your pursuit for peace until you have children. It is a waste of time to suspend your pursuit for peace until you have money. None of those things have the power to give you peace. I can tell you. They may carry with them expressions of conveniences that may minister security, may minister variety, but security, variety, significance, love and acceptance, growth and advancement, impact and contribution are psychological ways of looking for the same thing, peace. Jesus said, I've given it to you. I don't give you when you finish your degree. I don't give you when you finish your master's. I don't give you when you finish your PhD. I don't give you when you become a professor. I don't give you when you are 60 years. Right where you are, before you even start your journey, you can carry the peace of God. When you find a house, it's just an added advantage, but peace is there. Even if the house goes, your peace remains. As God grants you children, you are celebrating the children and dancing, but not without your peace. Can I tell you, no matter what you lose, you did not lose if what you have left is peace. But no matter what you gain, hear me, you really lost if you lost your peace on the way. Many of you start with that gift of peace, you throw it away to look for a wife, you throw it away to look for a husband, you throw it away to look for a job, you throw it away to look for ministry increase. At the end of it, watch what you have: children, a name, a private jet, money in your account in various currencies, a political position, titles, qualifications, no peace. Where did you keep it? And you find out that you left it in 1980. You threw it when you began your journey looking for other things. And at the end of your life, you will say, house, give me fulfillment. And house says, not my assignment. Degree, give me fulfillment. It is not my assignment. All of them will say, my assignment is only to give you success. Once we help you to become successful, our mission is finished in your life. What then gives me fulfillment? Peace. Hear me. The only thing that can give you fulfillment in your life is the peace that comes with knowing that you have lived your life effectively, serving the purposes of God and being a blessing to humanity. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 7. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 7. And the peace of God, which surpasseth all understanding, it says, shall keep your heart and your minds. When you read the preceding verse, verse 6, it says, be anxious for nothing. Anxiety. Nigeria, please look at me. There is such anxiety right now. I want to make it. I want to make sure that things work. And I assure you, by God, God is more interested in your success than you are even interested. The God that we serve is more determined, except that we have been given a wrong narrative that things give success and they also give fulfillment. I am here to tell you, by the authority of scripture and the wisdom of those who have gone before us, that the limit of everything you ever have in your life is the realm of success. When you pass the realm of success, only one thing is qualified to pass with you: your peace. And if you throw it away looking for the other tokens of success, a rude shock will be waiting for you at the end where that line is drawn. My peace I give to you. Let me tell you this, and I submit to you by the God of heaven. I thank God for everything that he has done in my life, and I thank God for all of you and our global family who have contributed to helping this life attain some level and some measure of success. But I thank God because I learned early. Ministry is powerful. It reveals Jesus, but on its own, as an art or an occupation, does not give you peace. I can tell you, traveling around the world, I don't care whether you go with first class, business class, private jet, it will not give you peace. The same weather will shake every plane. It doesn't matter where you are seated. The plane the space in a first class, business class, economy, if the weather shakes it, the whole plane will shake. If that plane crashes, everybody there will crash.
God has wisdom, and we cannot walk in dominion if we don't have access to the wisdom. Listen to this. This is what is happening.